Marcus Rashford is on fire. Since the World Cup, he's played 15 matches for Manchester United, and in those 15 matches, the man has scored 13 goals and made 5 assists. By the numbers, at the time of making this video, that pretty much makes him the most in-form attacker in Europe's top 5 leagues in 2023. Of course, the man was cooking well before the World Cup, and the 22-23 season as a whole has been stellar for him, but he's just been going crazy lately. The world is full of fantastic footballers, many of whom are idolized by the public to a large degree. However, I can honestly say you'd be hard-pressed to find a better role model in world football, both on and off the pitch, than Marcus Rashford, which is a large part of what makes his insane form such a joy to watch. That, and the fact that I support Man United, but that last part isn't important. You can actually forget that I said that entirely. In any case, despite what we see now, the story of Marcus Rashford is ultimately one of struggle through adversity. A tough upbringing spurned a fire and an unwavering dedication in the man that's paid unbelievable dividends. Today, we briefly take a look at that story as well as the reasons behind his insane uptick in form. So, with that being said, how did Marcus Rashford get so damn good? Yo, what's going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. I'm Tinashe and welcome back to another Football Iconic video. I'm traveling at the moment, so this setup is going to have to do for now. The subject of today's video is well and truly dangerous. If you're a defender and you're playing against this guy, you're going to need some form of protection, which reminds me of Surfshark, the sponsor of this video. The internet is a dangerous place. Everything is online and eyes are everywhere. If you're a fan of privacy, you're gonna want to listen in for this one. Surfshark is an easy-to-use VPN application that can be installed on your smartphone, computer, or tablet that encrypts your network data and sends it through to a secure VPN tunnel. The result is a layer of protection against anyone trying to siphon off your data, something that comes in handy when using public Wi-Fi networks, which can be a goldmine for hackers. A really great thing about Surfshark is that it allows me to access region-blocked content. For example, New Girl, a personal favorite show of mine, is only available on the US Netflix and no other region on that platform. However, just one click and that's no longer a problem. Also, you ever been on Twitter and you're trying to access highlights that are also region-blocked? This helps with that too. All that sounds pretty good, right? By clicking on the link in the description below, you can get 83% off your subscription and 3 extra months on their 24-month deal for only $2.21 per month using the discount code ICONIC. You'd also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's what you call faith in the product. So go ahead, click the link in the description and make sure you're staying safe. Once again, thanks so much to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to the main man, Rashford. I have one aim in life, and that is to be a professional footballer, and hopefully at Manchester United. I want to make my family proud. I promise I will work my hardest. From the early days, Marcus Rashford was one of those players that was set to burst on the scene any day now. His rise to prominence was pretty much inevitable. Even still, I will say that there have certainly been patches of his career where it seemed he wouldn't live up to the potential that he's shown time and time again. Calls from pundits even highlighted his perceived lack of progress, saying he would need to leave United to get where he needed to be, all of which weren't outlandish assessments at the time they were made. Of course, examples like this don't necessarily illustrate doubt in his ability, rather doubt in his development. Born in Manchester on the 31st of October 1997, Marcus Rashford comes from a working-class family, a single mother and 4 older siblings. Things were often tight. His mother regularly had to work multiple jobs to keep the kids fed, often at the expense of feeding herself. Hearing that probably makes a lot of people understand some of the actions that the man has taken in his adult life, given his platform. More on that in a bit though. His game was recognized extremely early. Newcastle, Liverpool, Manchester City, Everton, and many more all scouted him at the tender age of 6. However, due to family allegiance, the red side of Manchester was where he made his bones. And it didn't take too long for the goal-scoring inspiration to hit him like a truck. It was around this time that he attended his first ever live match at Old Trafford, a Champions League quarter-final in 2003, a match which Manchester United lost. And that was thanks to R9. A hat-trick from the Brazilian left Ferguson red, but Rashford starstruck. He always played free and went out there and expressed himself. When you do that, that's when you play your best football. Marcus Rashford heaping praise on his idol. Recognizing the opportunity in front of him and gripping it with both hands, he was fast-tracked essentially all the way through, starting as a deeper player and being pushed further and further up and becoming a centre forward. He would train with guys 5 years his senior, including Paul Pogba and Jesse Lingard, which explains those friendships. After over a decade of relentless work, it's no wonder he became an overnight success when he stepped into first-team action. 25th of February 2016. A Louis van Gaal-led Manchester United were looking a little worse for wear as injuries had completely annihilated half the squad. More specifically, the striking force. Wayne Rooney, out. Anthony Martial, injured in the warm-up. And, oh my god, look at that team. Ugh, that is nightmare fuel. Dark days, indeed. In any case, Marcus Rashford slotted in for his official senior debut. 2 goals in a 5-1 win. Goals that are classified as tap-ins, but remember that you have to be in the right area and free to tap a ball in. A skill set that doesn't get the credit it deserves if we're all being honest. And he was alive all match in this one. The future was looking bright, but going into his next match, I don't think people that had just been introduced to this guy anticipated that it would be this bright. Another 2 goals, this time against a more than decent Arsenal on his Premier League debut. Things changed exponentially from then on. A winner in the Manchester derby in the weeks that followed, a goal on his England national team debut. The guy was dynamite. A record of 8 goals and 2 assists in 18 total senior appearances in his breakthrough season is pretty good stuff. He was only 18 at the time, so while expectations were high, they were somewhat realistic.
He's the best football player in the world.
Not yet. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Wayne Rooney, Romelu Lukaku, Edison Cavani, all players that blocked Marcus Rashford's path to a central starting spot, something that, in the long run, probably turned out for the best. While Rashford is someone that you want in the goal-scoring positions, he's not really a 9. He's lightning quick, has a rocket in his right foot and can dribble past the best of him, and while he can hold up the play and play with his back to goal, doing so has a fraction of the impact on the team than his other attributes do. For those reasons, he's had his best performances for United when starting wide and coming in. It's taken a while to get to the point that we're at today. There was patchy form from the man since his debut, showing flashes and hot streaks here and there, but never pushing on and becoming consistently world-class. He remained in the prospect phase for a very long time indeed. And if we're all being completely honest, it now seems that a large part of that can be attributed to the shoddy systems employed at Manchester United, as well as his own shortcomings, of course. Those personal shortcomings obviously include a whole host of things. I mean, he is a developing player after all, but arguably the most prevalent of things that was holding him back over the past couple of years at least was the fact that he would always pick up these injuries that weren't bad enough to sideline him indefinitely and just play through them, making the problem worse. Starting in around 18-19 is when the issues really began. Ankle injuries, a back injury, a shoulder injury. The man was playing with pain for an extremely long time. Perhaps a testament to his ability is the fact that he was able to enter the form of his life, for his current form that is, during this period of playing through pain, 19-20. 19 goals and 7 assists in 32 matches overall. Great form. His body wasn't alright though. Also, the form was brought to a complete and total halt thanks to the back injury. However, while the injury was a major setback, it brought about an insane amount of good. As he explains in an incredible article in The Guardian written by Tim Adams, highly recommended and linked below, this injury left him unable to train, allowing Rashford to put time and effort towards an initiative that was close to his heart. He was already known to have a charitable disposition and desire to assist vulnerable groups, and in March of 2020, he partnered up with Fair Share, a food waste and poverty charity. The goal of the partnership was to provide free meals to children who were no longer receiving them as a result of suspended school attendance during the pandemic. As alluded to in the intro, a couple decades earlier, Marcus Rashford was one of those kids. What started off as an already incredible initiative ended off as a resounding achievement in philanthropy. Over £20 million raised and 4 million meals delivered across the UK by June of that year. And his off-pitch endeavors don't end there. From campaigns that encourage reading for young children to campaigning against a cut to a temporary increase in universal credit, he seems to have a real passion for helping. It's no wonder he's officially known as Marcus Rashford, MBE. Alright, back to the pitch. We now come to the 22-23 season. As I said, he was already doing alright before the World Cup, and during that World Cup, he was very much one of England's best players. 3 goals in 5 games, which is why it's odd that he didn't play even one full 90. Also, he only played 5 minutes in the quarterfinal loss against France. Odd. Since the World Cup, it honestly seems like if this guy steps on the pitch, you're pretty much guaranteed to see an 8 out of 10 performance, at the very least. Scoring, assisting, dribbling, tracking back, all stellar. So now's the point in the video that we take a look at what's made him so effective and really what's the difference between before and now. He's 25 now and has been around for a while after all. I must admit, the reasons are somewhat obvious if you've been paying attention for a while. He's always been a player that has impeccable timing on his runs and thrives when he's given open yards to run into. In previous seasons, United's build-up play has been extremely disjointed in that they went from slow and sideways to slow, pragmatic, and fast in the counter to disjointed and fast in the counter. It's no surprise that when Ollie showed up, Rashford went on to have his best season to date in 1920. The emphasis on fast breaks really helped him out tremendously. Add in the structured, give-and-go, calculated maneuvers under Ten Hag in the current United's build-up play, and what you have is a whole new man. Watching this guy drop deep, use his teammates to progress the ball, and work a goal-scoring chance is an absolute joy to watch. His box play in general has made leaps and bounds too. Often we see Luke Shaw or Bruno Fernandes take up that left attacking spot, and Rashford finds space in the middle, anticipating a ball in and working a position. His opening goal against Leeds in the home fixture is a great example of that. A strong mentality is something that he's always had, so that's not really going to feature prominently in this discussion. But if we're going to talk about what's been going on in his head that's made him a better player recently, I guess we kind of have to mention the simple facts that he's more confident now. Then we have other factors, like the fact that he's playing pain-free, his physical strength and stature have greatly improved over the past year or so. He had a great preseason, including a summer training camp at Nike's headquarters in Oregon that a lot of fuss was made over at the time. I'm sure the list can go on and on. Anyway, all of this is just to say that Rashford is flaming hot at the moment. So long as he's able to stay fit, I don't think it would be a stretch to say that things will only go up from here. And there we have it. Let me know what you guys think about Marcus Rashford. Feel free to follow all the socials. That's all from me today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you're having a great day. Cheers, and I will catch you in the next one.